Hi, this is Janie with Paper Compulsions. I wanted to show how to make the pocket watches that I've shown on my blog, and I sell the files in my Etsy shop. They go together really easily, but I've provided several different options, so I thought I'd do a video to show you the different things that it can do. You can have just a regular pocket watch that opens up. This is how it looks. That opens up like this, and you have your watch with your movable watch hands, and you can put a liner on this side to use this as your card and just leave it like this. You could also do this and add a chain that looks like this that I'll show you in just a minute. Or you can do the pocket watch and then provide an extra area for the card. You can put a liner on that side also to write your message, so it gives you a little bit more room. This is the small size, and I made it this size so it could fit in a pocket on the front of an A2 size card. And the A2 size card is 5.5 by 4 1/4. And it just fits in there. And when you're putting the pocket on, I have learned by experience, don't put the pocket too high up. Make sure the pocket is lower on your card so that when you put your pocket watch in it, it doesn't stick up over the top of your card. If you're going to be mailing it, that'd be a problem. And this one, I put it a little bit lower, and it fits perfectly flush with the top of the card. So, option 1, you can have just the pocket watch. Option 2, you could do the pocket watch and a chain. Option 3, you can do the pocket watch and then add on another card layer. And I have several different options for the covers. I have a bear, I have this doe and a buck, there's an eagle, there's a deer, there's just a buck standing there at the head of it. I also had pattern paper on this side for the watch. On the watch face for this one, I used a cut file where I cut the numbers out and just put, the cut file has the numbers cut out of it, and I just backed it with a piece of black paper, and then I went in with a white gel pen and added the dot for like the 6 and the 9 and the 10. But then I also have available to print out. You can have a regular clock face with these regular numbers, or you can have Roman numerals on your clock face, and you can just print these out and cut them out, and that way it's easier, because the cut files, if you get it, mine works on my black cat, but I don't know how well that's going to cut on some of the other machines, so I have these available, and this is just easier. So let me show you real quick. Oh, sorry. And then I have the card and the chain. On this one, I used a metallic paper that's double-sided, but it was so thin that I doubled the chain part up. So, and if you look real close, you can see where I didn't get it exactly even, and you can see that black and white paper in between it, but it's okay. And on this one, I worked so much on the metallic thing that I tore the piece of the card off. So, let me show you how it goes together. If you want to just have the pocket watch by itself without a cover, you can get the back piece, and I just put my faces away and put the face on it. And when you have the face, if you're using the cut file, it already has a hole, but if you're using the ones that you print out, just take something, a needle or a piercing tool, and punch a hole where the dot is, and get your hands for your watch and a brad that I have knocked off somewhere. You have your hands, and I'm using a little brad. For the small clocks, the little brad works perfectly. For this larger clock or watch, I used a real brad, a real brass brad, that's hard to say, and I colored it black with a Sharpie marker. So I'm just going to use a silver mini brad for this, and I'm going to get the little hand on and then the big hand. If you do not want to use a brad at all, you can just glue the hands in place. Let me grab it. You can just glue the hands in place however you want to, and then cover it up with the little circle that comes in with the files. Or you can put the brad on them, feed the brad through the hole. Like this, and see that they work well. And then to attach this, I'm just going to put glue around the outside edges, not in the middle, because I want that brad to be able to move around some. So I'm just going to put some glue around the outside edges. And you don't have to be perfect when you're cutting this, because we're going to cover it up. But you do want to make sure you get your 12 lined up at the top of the clock, like that. And then you'll take one of the ring pieces, and by ring pieces I mean this that looks like a big ring, and you'll put adhesive on it, and you'll cover this up right there, because I found that was just easier and looked much better than trying to cut this piece perfectly. If you wanted to, you could also cut a piece of transparency or acetate, and I don't know where I put mine, and put it under here. There it is. I just cut a piece of transparency, and you would sandwich it in between these if you wanted to, or you can just put the ring itself. And then if you want to add a cover, you can add the solid cover, or let me show you that. You would add the solid cover just by putting glue on this tab, and then it opens like this, and you could add decorations to the front of your cover, whichever. All the deer and elk and a bear and eagle come with the files. You can just add that to the front. I did ink these a little with pumice stone. Or another option, these rings that has a little, this one that has a little tab, and put your acetate behind it, and then put 2 extra rings on top of that, and you would sandwich it in and put this on the card and glue this tab over, so that you have an opening like a real pocket watch would have. You could open the plastic piece, and then you could also put a cover if you wanted to, so that you would have this part opening and this part with the acetate opening, but I haven't glued all that together. I also have in the files, because I started off doing a card at first, and I thought, oh, we can just fold this over and glue the clock inside, the clock face. But the problem with that is I don't like that that side is straight, and that may not bother you. If it doesn't, go for it. Just that's a lot easier to do it like this. But if it bothers you, then you can put the clock in there and a liner if you want to, and then put a lid or cover on the front and glue that tab over. And then you could put the card liners in here, or you could put the clock in here and the card liners on the inside. However you want to do it. But that's why there's a card thing in there. It's because I started out doing this, and then I decided I didn't like the straight edge. But it's not a big deal. I'm just weird. I forgot something. I forgot to show you how the chain works. It's really cute. It's really easy. It's just a matter of showing you. This one is in the gray. The chain links look like this. Here's the loop, and then here's a long piece. I go in from the back, and I'm going to go into this piece, and you're going to bend this long piece up until it's just past the top of that. Let me see if I can tighten this up. And then you're going to bring it, you have this piece. You're going to bring that up, you're going to put it inside. I just brought it up and put it inside this, and then loop it over in the back. And ideally it will loop all the way down to the bottom so that your seam is at the bottom and you don't notice it as much, but it's not a big deal if it doesn't. And then you'll put a little glue along the tab around this edge and just hold that down a few seconds. And this glue is a separate glue bottle that I bought. It comes empty, and it has a narrow tip, metal tip that works really well, and I do so many little things that it was worth it for me. Then you'll come in with another one of these pieces, come in from the back. So I'm going, let me see if I can lay that down. I'm going to go up from the back like this. I'm going to zoom in a little more. Okay, went up from the back. I'm going to bring this piece over and get it where it's just a little bit taller than the top of that one, and that spaces it pretty evenly. And then I'm going to put it inside like you are putting a belt in a belt buckle kind of thing. And then on the back I'm going to just fold it down like that. Oops, sorry. Let me do that where you can see it. And put it through, fold it down. And then I'm going to put glue on it. And there you have it. And you can make it as long or as short as you want. And I found that spacing it like that, you get it pretty even, because what you want to try to do is have these links, let's see, there. You want to try to have these links be about the same size as those links. But if it's not going to really matter. I just thought that was a good thing to aim for. And you could also put that on the box if you wanted to. So here you go. You could have a long chain and let it hang down, or a short one. You could even, let me go back out again. If you're doing a pocket card, you could put it in the pocket, and you could attach this one to the inside of the card, this part of the chain to the inside or under that front panel, and that would be really cute. So just however it works for you, have fun with it and play around with it. Thanks for watching. Bye.